gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back. Welcome back. We've had a long hiatus here at BOTA Sports for our podcast, but we are back with Garbage Time, starting our second season of running this wonderful little podcast, boys. What's going on? Welcome back.
2 seasons.
Yes, season number 2.
Thank you. Great to be back. Season 2.
Very, very exciting. We've had a very huge off season and preseason so far. I mean, we're gearing up for week 1. We got a little break in between preseason and week 1, so this would be a great time for us to get started and give all of our scalding takes for the season. So let's just jump right into it, guys. Honestly, we have a lot to talk about.
This is Zack's first podcast as a engaged person. As a fiance.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Yes, it is. That's true. I got engaged in Jesus Christ, what day was it? Oh my God.
It was almost 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago
right?
now.
Yeah.
It's been a blur, honestly. I went on vacation to Colorado and everything, so it's been crazy. But my fiance are extremely happy. So we're just living that engaged life now. So
Good job, Zack.
It's been crazy. Colorado went by so fast and all that. So we had a great time. Engagement picture should be up soon. But yeah, thanks guys. Appreciate that.
Welcome.
All right, well, yeah, let's dive right into it then. We got to start the season off hot, right? We have to.
Stuff.
Let's just talk right. Let's go right into it here for our games of the year preview. So I'm going to start us off a little differently. I'm not going to go into individual players. I want games. I want games that you guys are looking forward to the most. And I saw a couple. I saw your guys in the notes, so I'm very excited to hear about them. So Chris, why don't we start with you, sir? What's your game of the year preview here?
So my game of the year is right off at week 1. We're going to do Bills at Rams solely because this is what a way to start the fucking year, huh? The Bills, which fire hot Josh Allen. We got Von Miller. I mean, Stephon Diggs. The Bills are looking hot. They were contenders last year, and they are the team to beat so far this year. And facing the prior Super Bowl champion Rams. I think this is going to be an amazing game right off the bat. Matt Stafford, Josh Allen. It's just going to be head-to-head, 2 good defenses. The Rams defense, I feel, is dwindling a little. No more Von Miller, a few key pieces out of that picture. But this is going to be, I think, a great game all around. I think it's going to set the NFL season right to a fire start, and I can't wait to watch this game.
I mean, it should. It's the first game of the season.
Literally the first game, and I don't think you could have picked a better game, honestly.
And we're looking at the reigning NFL champions and the soon-to-be new NFL champions, so it should be great.
So it's right there. There's you're saying the Bills are going all the way, so you're looking at 2 Super Bowl teams right there.
I am in fact calling that right now. I'm saying that the Bills win the Super Bowl this year. I think that this, again, I've said it for, I don't know, the past 2 years now. They're a wagon this year. They are going to win the Super Bowl this year. They have a clear path in their division. The conference as a whole has gotten a little harder, but in turn it's going to make it easier for them to get that number 1 seed, especially where, your main competition is the Chiefs, and their division just went atomic. So, Drusif,
Exactly.
game of the year preview.
It's gonna be the Bucks and the Rams. It's halfway through the season. It's a nice little rematch of the divisional round last year. You know how Brady looks at those games, and I think it's going to be an absolute fireworks show, regardless of the fact that both of those defenses are very solid. I think they're just going to get torched that day. It's going to be a very interesting time in week 9.
I mean, just thinking about the matchups offensively for the Bucks. I mean, your wide receiver 3 is Julio motherfucking Jones. Who are you gonna get? Who is covering Julio Jones as your wide receiver 3? I mean, come on, seriously. What is that? What
You
is that?
can't double cover your top 3 receivers.
It is the 2 NFL super teams, so it's gonna be the game of the year.
It's insane. I can't.
I think the big question too is if Matt Stafford can continue his reign. I mean, obviously he's been with the Lions for so long, and then all of a sudden, first year on the Rams, yep, let's go all the way. So has Matt Stafford almost solidified his status as, I wouldn't say elite because he's been with the Lions so long, but as a top tier quarterback?
Okay, but with the Lions,
he is not now, nor has he ever been elite.
I would say he is the upper echelon of like journeyman. Like he is that like
journeyman. He's not a fucking journeyman. He's
played
played
for
2
Zack's
teams,
saying,
one for 1 year.
All right, well, what do you
Zack saying
call
is
him?
even on the Lions,
Tom Brady's a journeyman.
I mean, that's fair, I guess. I don't know. I mean, what would you call him? He hasn't been. I wouldn't say he's been elite, but I feel because it's weird to say, oh, like he's the Derek Carr of the generation, like because really Derek Carr is the
he's
Matthew
the epitome
Stafford.
of a tier 2 quarterback in the league.
Yeah, that's fair.
I guess what I'm saying is, was last year a fluke for Stafford?
No.
Or will he continue his reign this year? Will the Rams?
Oh no,
his reign. He didn't fucking do all that much.
I'm not saying that, but Stafford obviously is a big part of that Rams team.
I think again, looking at what he is, the Rams paid for Matthew Stafford. They got exactly what they paid for.
Yes.
You could get quarterbacks that come in that have a really good year and then they suck. I mean, how many times have we seen that with teams? It didn't happen for Brady because of Tom Brady.
We know Stafford is consistent. They have such a good team that all he has to do is go out there and manage the game, and that's what he does best. He's going to be fine.
Yeah.
If the Rams don't make it all the way, it's not going to be because of Matthew Stafford. It's going to be something else.
Right.
Matthew Stafford's not going to hinder this team.
No. I mean, just looking at the moves that they've made, specifically kind of, moving away from Robert Woods, signing Allen Robinson, that itself, like that is going to open them up to a lot. I would even say a lot better options on offense. Robert Woods was good for a couple of years, and he was on the decline, a lot of health problems, and obviously they had OBJ, and he was really good for them in that little span that he had. But I think Allen Robinson is a completely different beast, and him and Cooper Kupp together, I mean, that's going to be ridiculous. Ridiculous. But I guess I'll go on to my game if we don't have anything else to say. So I think my game of the year preview is going to be the potential AFC Championship game, Bills at Bengals. These are kind of 2 teams that haven't met, I don't think, a lot in the past couple of years. I don't think we've seen full potential Bills and full potential Bengals play at all. So I think this is the first time we really get to see Josh Allen versus Joe Burrow, and the 2 arguably best passing offenses in the NFL. It's electric. I mean, I can't wait to see what the Bills defense has for Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase.
Burrow.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, you have Joe Mixon could go off and gash him on the ground. So it's a very, very interesting prospect for a matchup between these 2. And I think that specifically, they're going to be in Cincinnati too. So that's going to play a big factor into that as well. So.
Yeah, I mean, you could say the same for the other side of the ball too, though. Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs. I mean, that right there is an amazing duo. The Bengals defense has a tough matchup there too. All 3 of these games are just all around amazing games.
Absolutely, yeah. They really do. There's so many layers to this game that it's really hard to kind of see where, what team has the advantage where. I mean, obviously Josh Allen is in my opinion your tier 1 quarterback this year. But Joe Burrow is right behind him. I mean, I would have him in my top 5 for this year. So it's all the matchups are really close. The only place I would really give advantages to that Bills secondary is probably miles better. I guess I wouldn't say miles better, but it's definitely better than the Bengals. And then the Bengals have a much better running game than the Bills do. So that's kind of where I would.
About the quarterbacks? Sorry, I wasn't paying attention.
What?
What did you say about the quarterbacks?
The quarterbacks? I said that I have Josh Allen as like my number 1 quarterback for this year. going into the season, and then I have Joe Burrow slightly underneath him.
Top
I think at
5.
like 4 or 5.
Yeah.
Okay.
I stand by that. I like it.
So they're not far off, but obviously Josh Allen is better, but it's not as big a difference as say last year. I think Joe Burrow's really taken a step up, and Josh Allen has obviously stepped up, but it hasn't been the same level as Joe Burrow getting Jamar Chase. Like that singular connection has given the Bengals so much. So
I agree. I think you're giving Joe Burrow himself a little too much credit, but that's okay.
I don't think I'm giving him too much credit. It's not necessarily
top 5 quarterback going into the year. I think that's a little too much credit.
I mean,
with Jamar Chase there after he played how he played last year, I stand by that. I definitely
a second year of Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase in that offense. Like, I'm sorry, but that's
all right. Who's your top 5, Drew?
Well, go ahead. No, go ahead. That's fine.
No. Tell me your top 5.
Shout out to my dad. Thanks. Welcome back, boys.
Hey.
Thanks, Donnie. Really no particular order. I think it's got to be Mahomes, Rodgers, Allen.
But Mahomes regressed massively last year.
He's still
I wouldn't.
Patrick Mahomes.
He's still Patrick Mahomes.
Okay, but
he's still Patrick Mahomes.
I think what we're misunderstanding is I'm basing quarterback play off of the team, not just themselves. Yeah. I think that's a big.
Still Patrick Mahomes. He's still got people that can catch the ball. He's still got Travis Kelce. He's
still Patrick Mahomes. I completely understand that. I don't have Mahomes going down. I have him at 2. That's it.
Okay.
I have him at 2. So.
All right. So then
we're still waiting on Drew's 5. Go. Continue.
Brady, obviously.
No.
When you're counting the team around them, and you're not gonna be the man threw for 5,200 yards last year. What the fuck is wrong with you?
He's also in the middle of a divorce, so it's gonna get to him.
Not necessarily a divorce. It could be plastic surgery. How dare you?
Yes, it could be plastic surgery, but why would Giselle run away from plastic surgery? I feel like she's been around that her entire life, that it's not anything new. So I'm not saying her, I'm saying the modeling world. But
it could also be that singing show, The Masked Singer.
That whole thing is ridiculous. We're not talking about that, but that in and of itself is crazy. The whole he went on vacation, he's on The Masked Singer, like who the fuck cares? He was gone. He's gonna come back. He's gonna be fine.
When you play,
I have him at number 6.
Seasons, you can kind of do what you want and miss a preseason here.
Well, I mean, he's done that before in the Patriots, though. It's nothing new. Yeah. Like people just speculate what people think what they want to think. Like whatever.
Right. So Drew is Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, Brady. I'm guessing you're throwing Rodgers in there.
He was the second.
Who's your 5?
Yeah, he's the second person. Yeah.
Probably say Justin Herbert.
I like that.
See, I would put Burrow there.
So just putting this out there for my own clout and kind of whatever, starting up my own little segment here called Soggy Shorts. Gonna be doing like little topics and stuff. So my first one is gonna be, top 5 QBs heading into the season. I have Josh Allen, number 1, Patrick Mahomes, number 2, Justin Herbert, number 3, Aaron Rodgers, number 4, and Joe Burrow running out 5.
Okay.
I think it's a youth movement this season. I really do. I still, again, there's no denying Aaron Rodgers can do whatever he wants with the people he wants.
Have him in the top 5.
That's the point. That's what I'm saying. Like a lot of people are or no, I guess not a lot of people. It's about 50-50, but I've seen a lot of people that are really kicking him down because of the loss of Tay. But it's still the Aaron Rodgers show. I mean, he did it with Jordy Nelson and he did it with Randall Cobb, and then when Devontae Adams was nothing, he still did it. And then he had Tay, and then he didn't have Tay. He was injured. He still did it. So I mean, it doesn't matter.
No,
it's gonna suck, and he's gonna have to earn it this season. But
he usually does.
Oh, I mean, he doesn't have Devontae Adams to fall back on anymore.
Not in the playoffs.
Well, that was his special teams' fault last year. That wasn't his fault.
And whose was it the year before?
The defense.
The defense.
The
Yeah,
coach.
pretty sure. Yeah,
I mean,
I know.
you keep going. I mean,
it's always something.
I'm fucking with you.
yeah. But anyways, yeah. So I mean, kind of a little thing I got going on the side that I'm gonna start doing if y'all want to hop on with me or whatever. But yeah, that those are my top 5 QBs coming into the season, and I just there have been some moves and just kind of where I think they're gonna land as far as stats and quarterback play combined. That's what I kind of see. So.
All right.
Yeah. But anyways, so we've kind of talked about our games, talked about some positions, so that's great. Let's let's stay on individuals here, and let's talk about our favorite teams, their MVPs, their busts, their sleepers, any players that you can see fitting into these categories for this year. So Drew, I'm gonna let you go first because obviously Chris and I are gonna be going second, both having the Patriots. So let's dive into that right there. So your team MVP, bust, and sleeper for the Packers this season.
Sure. So the MVP, I think, is just going to be the tandem of Aaron Jones and AJ Dillon, because I mean, at this point, I'm convinced they're just going to split it dead even.
I mean, didn't he call them 1A and 1A?
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean,
so
there you
so
go.
it's not Jordan Love.
No,
the answer is never Jordan Love.
He didn't look terrible in the preseason though.
Looked all right. Not super excited. But yes, the running back is the key to Matt LaFleur's offense, and I think having 2 running backs that complement each other so damn well is just not really fair. We have a running back for any situation. They can both catch the ball. They can both really do everything. But, I mean, tackling A.J. Dillon must be exhausting. I think that they're really going to carry a lot more of the load with Tay being gone. I think they're going to rely more on the backs, both in the running and the passing game. The offensive line is still kind of a work in progress. So, again, I think that'll probably lean more towards a running situation. I think we're a little bit better built for that right now.
So here's my question. So, if the offensive line is a work in progress, do you see yourselves using a lot more of the screen game this season, especially where Tay's not in the equation anymore?
Yeah, I mean, I see a lot of that. I see a lot of the short passing. That's probably going to be the bread and butter. We have so many guys that are just built for that. We have Randall Cobb, Amari Rodgers. Dobbs can do everything. Christian Watson can do everything.
Mm-hmm.
So that's super exciting to me, is just that receiver core in general.
I mean, you got some drafted 2 pretty solid guys. I mean, Randall Cobb is still reliable for Aaron Rodgers, and then obviously you drafted Amari Rodgers 2 years ago now?
Yeah, that sounds right.
And then Alan Lazard. We don't know what he's going to be. I mean, this is his first bona fide season as wide receiver number 1 for the Packers. So,
well, Sammy Watkins is there. So,
come on,
we'll see how it goes,
dude. Come on, Sammy Watkins hasn't been
relevant.
I think that's a great point. I think it brings up a great point, though, that Rodgers does have a lot of options this year. I mean, he can, like you said, the screens. He can do a lot of in routes, keep those passes short. He can still do his play action. He can still throw that long ball if he needs to. He's not, even though they lost Tay, it's not like he's lost. Yeah, obviously lost a huge part of that team, because how do you recover from losing Devontae Adams? But the Packers still have such a great core for that offense still.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, and we're probably going to just see him spread the ball out a lot more this season.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to have a 1,400 yard plus 13 touchdown receiver on this team.
But you don't need that. And that's the thing. Rodgers may actually benefit from the fact that, like we just talked about, you keep those passes short, you switch it up, you still can throw that long ball if you have to. That may work in the Packers' favor, to the point. I mean, like we just said, you have 2 running backs, 2 top-tier running backs right there that are your number 1 guys. Like, that just adds so much to that offense right there.
Yes, Drew, I have a question. I have a hypothetical question for you. If you were to take any wide receiver, plug it into this Packers offense, which one would mirror Brady Moss in 2007?
And it can't be Devontae Adams.
Well, I mean, it could if you really wanted it to, but I was thinking about this earlier in my head, and obviously with the loss of Devontae Adams, like that is such a big loss for an offense. Has there ever been a season like Brady Moss? Like obviously Peyton Manning threw 53 touchdowns or whatever, but it was the entire offense. It wasn't just one player. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I don't know. I was just curious. I didn't know if you had someone in mind. You were like, shit. Like now that we lost Tay, like this is the guy that I want. They'll combine for like 25 touchdowns. No, easily. But
Not even like
I mean,
Hopkins hit Tyreek Hill. Really?
Man, I wouldn't want Tyreek Hill, but
I mean, that speed, Rodgers would just have to chuck it in the air. It's there. He has the arm for it. Tyreek Hill could get there.
I don't know. Tyreek Hill doesn't really fit that.
I agree with that. I'm just saying in perspective.
Like,
what about Justin?
Justin Jefferson, dude.
Right?
Oh my
right?
god, the things that they would do together.
That's what I'm saying, because Justin Jefferson is just such a good like mid route runner that's Aaron's bread and butter right there.
Oh yeah,
those middle routes, like that would be
crazy.
I know.
Absolutely insane.
Side note, think it's hilarious that they traded for Jalen Reagor.
The Vikings?
Yeah. So stupid. But anyways, Drew, who's your bust for this season for the Packers?
Bust for the year is going to be Allen Lazard. I think there was an expectation before the draft anyways that he was going to take on a lot more of a target share with Tay being gone. But they've gone out and put so many weapons around Aaron Rodgers and on this offense that I don't think anybody's really going to be taking the lion's share of anything. I think it's just going to be pure spread, like we said. And I think Allen Lazard is the direct detraction in that scenario, where I think he is really the one that's losing out on the most here.
Yeah, I mean, I can definitely see that. Like we were kind of talking about earlier, Romeo Doubs, Christian Watson, Sammy Watkins, Amari Rodgers, Randall Cobb, both of the running backs that are going to eat away at the passing game. I mean, yeah, it's a sensible pick for sure. So, all right, what about your sleeper?
And the sleeper is going to be Christian Watson because, I mean, obviously he's been hurt for the preseason. We haven't really gotten to see him play, and I think he's gonna have a bit of a slow start. I think Romeo Doubs is gonna start faster than he is, but I think they're gonna end up working Christian Watson into that maybe mid-season, and I think that's gonna be a nice little boost.
Yeah, well, I mean, we'll definitely see. There's, no one's spot really in that wide receiver room is solidified. So I mean, there's a lot of room for interpretation as far as his spot goes. So yeah, we'll definitely see, but it'll be interesting to watch that game at Lambeau. Definitely. So all right, well, let's move on to the Patriots. Chris, do you want to take it away, or you want me to go first?
Yeah, I'll go first. You want to do MVP, then
oh yeah, sure, let's do that. Yeah,
cool.
That's good.
So my MVP, and before we even get into it, I know I'm gonna get but he's the quarterback. He runs the team. So fuck off. Mac Jones. And my reasoning for this is last season, there was no weight on his shoulders. The Pats did not expect much. We had a brand new quarterback, this and that, and he outshined. This season, all the weight now falls on him. We have a whole new offense. We have, do we even have an official offensive coordinator yet? Like the whole offense was revamped. It was a mess from training camp, the whole preseason, a disaster. And I think Mac Jones is not going to let this slide. I think first couple games, maybe a shakeup, kind of getting into it. But I think that Jones is not going to let this offense fail. I see him really taking charge. I think he's going to revamp what he can. And he's going to be like, this is how we're going to do it, guys. We are going to fix this. And Mac Jones is going to be that guy. I think that by the end of the season, the Patriots may not be in that Brady era, but at least us as fans will be happy with the outcome compared to what it was, what I witnessed in preseason and at training camp.
Mm-hmm.
And I definitely, Mac Jones is going to be that most valuable player there.
All right. I mean, I can definitely see that. It's really hard as a Patriots fan to see really anything, especially after the preseason that we had, and
Exactly.
the fact that we changed our entire offense after losing Josh McDaniels. There was absolutely no direction for the
That's a
offense.
whole. We could do a
But
whole podcast on that though.
I
That
I
was
do
just so
I
bad.
agree with what you're saying as far as Mac Jones goes in the intellectual side of the game. He is an intellectual quarterback, and I think that if they lean on him more to decide his own plays, he's only going to grow as a passer. If they are taking that away from him and giving it to way less capable hands than Matt Patricia and Joe Judge, then it's only going to piss him off. He's not going to want to fucking play for you, and he's eventually just going to want to trade. I mean, it's plain and simple. You're
Exactly.
laying the groundwork for disaster here. If you are giving the reins to someone that is not qualified to run a football team, both of them are not qualified to run their own football team, and neither of them are qualified to run an offense. So,
but I think that's also Bill Belichick's final test. I truthfully feel that this is Belichick's final test, and if Mac Jones is that guy, I don't think Belichick is going to leave until he thinks
I would understand if you had Tom Brady here and you were saying, "Hey, you know what? This is your last season. Fuck it. Here's a defensive
we don't
coordinator.
need an offensive
Here's a
coordinator.
special teams
I
coordinator.
agree.
Make it work. Good luck."
Yeah.
But this is a kid. I mean, this is his second season in the NFL, and he had a pretty decent season last year. Why would you want to? And I get it has to do with Josh McDaniels leaving, but there are plenty of other capable coaches out in the world that would be able to handle the workload that he wants, especially where you're running a what is it, not Mike McCarthy, Jesus Christ, like a West Coast run and gun kind of offense, whatever going on.
Which
I
is exactly what I think. That's what you're trying to get across. The same point is that that is almost a test, and it's like that's what I said. Mac Jones has all the weight on his shoulders this season because it's not. You can't blame it on, oh, yeah, we didn't have offensive coordinators. It's no, you are now the starter. You are now the franchise face because you outshined last year. This year, you need to make it work. And we just slung him into that. And like you said, he's just a kid. But now he is totally in charge of this offense because we don't know where we are with offensive coordinators. We don't know where we are with these coaches. So it's like, holy shit. This guy's running everything, and he needs to make it work.
Yeah, I mean, and I guess just to segue off that, I'll give you my MVP pick and kind of run with the same spiel here. But I have Devontae Parker for the Patriots MVP this season. You're looking at a guy that was a bona fide wide receiver one for a couple of years down in Miami, had injuries, and obviously with the arrival of Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill was clearly on his way out. He's healthy. He is one of the players that has looked excellent in this preseason and training camp, and in all three of the games that I don't know if he played all three, but in the games that he did play, he looked good. I really like the this isn't a 50-50 ball, it's an 80-20 ball. Like that is the kind of confidence the Patriots need right now because their offense is non-existent. They need someone that's going to go up and catch the ball. And Mac Jones needs to have his options, and obviously Jacoby Myers is still going to be his safety blanket, and that's kind of been his guy since he got here. You still have your two tight ends in Hunter Henry and Jonnu Smith, who I think are going to play. Both of them are going to play a much bigger role in this offense, especially with the kind of offense they're going to run. It's going to be a lot of short, like little flares and stuff for the tight ends, and he's going to be looking for them a lot more. And you get a guy like Tyquan Thornton, a much different receiver than they're used to having in the system. And obviously Devontae Parker, I would say, is a much different receiver than you're used to having in a Bill Belichick system. So, it's going to take a while, but I can kind of see what he's building. I don't understand why he put the people in charge of it. The people he put in charge of it, I don't understand why he did that, but I understand what kind of system he's trying to go for. So, In that case, I think Devontae Parker is going to be the key piece there, and that I really really liked that trade. And he's kind of been a guy I've watched down in Miami, and I've really enjoyed his play. So I'm excited to see him in a Patriots uniform and really perform this season. So that's my MVP pick. I'll go to my bust if you want to like snake it down.
Yeah, go for it.
My bust this year, unfortunately, I love him. It's going to be Damian Harris for me. I truly think he is still a very good running back. I mean, he's coming to the end of his rookie contract, I think. But when you have a guy like Ramondre Stevenson breathing down your neck, and with your injury history, I mean, it's the writing's on the wall there. I mean, it really is. I love him. I think he is going to do good this season. Don't get me wrong. But I think Ramondre ate at his carries last year as a rookie. As a rookie, he ate at his carries. So year number 2 is only going to be, a further step up from that. So I think Damian Harris is going to take a step down this year. I don't necessarily think it's going to be from a lack of performance. I think it's going to be just a lack of carries, a lack of time on the field, because I think Ramondre Stevenson is really going to cut in and eat away at that time, eventually becoming the Patriots lead back somewhere down the line in the season. So, Chris, who's your bust?
All right,
Yes.
all right. My bust, going opposite of what you were just talking about, is going to be Hunter Henry. And I completely understand where you're coming from, that he's going to be looking at those tight ends more, but I don't think he's going to utilize Hunter Henry as much as we thought that Hunter Henry would be utilized. I think that with the addition of Parker, still got Jacoby Myers, Kendrick Bourne, Nelson Aguilar. Not that he's going to do much, but he's a body there. And then, Stevenson, you got Damian Harris, and you got Ty Montgomery. I think they utilize that RB core and switch it off. I'm not.
Man just said you have Ty Montgomery. Get the fuck out of
here.
here.
They're going to throw him out there. But my point being, I don't think Hunter Henry is going to be.
He's fucking Ty Montgomery.
I know,
but he's a body on the field, right?
Sometimes.
I think
Not
Hunter
right now.
Henry is going to take much, especially with Stevenson taking the load of those carries like we just talked about. I think Hunter Henry is more going to be a blocking body, and Jonnu Smith is going to be more of that tight end.
See, like that take right there is tough for me to kind of agree with, only because Hunter Henry is the epitome of a red zone.
And I agree with that.
He is the guy that Mac Jones is looking for in the red zone. I mean, how many touchdowns did he have last season? I think 10 maybe. And I think most of those were in the red zone. So, getting down to the red zone, the point of this offense is to throw short passes, and Hunter Henry is really good at getting those short passes, turning his body, and getting upfield.
No, I agree with that, but I don't think it's going to be
5-10 yards from the end zone, touchdown, right? Like, so I could see it if you're saying Jonnu Smith is going to have a much bigger role and it's going to split the time. I just don't see that. I really see Jonnu Smith as more of a gadget player, especially coming off of last season. Sure, he says he's going to take a step up. I don't fucking trust him. I don't trust him at his word. I really don't.
I agree with what you're saying. I'm just more coming from it as a fact that I don't think Henry will be as utilized as he was last season.
I mean,
I think that the red zone now, you can kind of go towards Stevenson or Harris. You got Devontae Parker running that in route or an out. You can utilize when Tyquan Thornton comes back. You have those plus Jacoby Myers. Like, there's a lot of different options, I feel, that this year Mac Jones will go to instead of Hunter Henry. And I think that we're going to see that in his stats come later in the season. All
right, fair enough. Give me your sleeper.
All right, my sleeper is Tyquan Thornton. Now, he's out 8 weeks. I might be 6 now. Not exactly sure.
I thought it was 4 to 6, so I think the most 6, unless he has a setback.
Okay, when I originally saw it was 8, and that was like 3 weeks ago. So, whatever. I think he really looked good in preseason. I think he stepped up to the plate. He showed him what he has. And when he comes back from his injury, I don't expect him to – I expect him to jump right in, but I don't expect him to go straight to wide receiver 1. But I think by week 10, 11, we're probably going to see him as our wide receiver 2. And I think that he's going to be a huge factor to this offense. And for what he has, he's definitely the sleeper on this Patriots team.
I wasn't expecting him to be aggressive on the ball like he is. For his frame and his obviously his weight and all the characteristics you want to say about him, he is aggressive to the ball. I mean, there was that play in the back of the end zone. I think Brian Hoyer threw him a touchdown in the back right corner. He followed the play. He was aggressive to the ball. He didn't just wait for it to come to him.
Mm-hmm.
He went and got it. And
and that's what I'm saying. It's like you just said. It's almost with him. What I found interesting, because he's aggressive, is he's almost playing that 80-20 ball. When I'm working off your words here.
Well, no, but I would consider like an 80-20 ball is you throw the ball up, he's gonna go out and get it. For him, more or less, it's he's having tight windows and he's coming away with the ball more. It's not going up and getting it. He's aggressive to the ball and he has strong hands and is getting the ball kind of thing. I guess it's similar, but I don't know.
I get what you're saying, but he's definitely my sleeper. I think that he is going to shine in this offense, and I think that he'll take a lot of the weight when he comes back and kind of jump right in and prove that he can be a part of this offense.
Yeah, I'm gonna move away from the offense. I wouldn't really consider him a sleeper. I guess technically it's more of a breakout candidate for me. That's Christian Barmore. The dude made himself known last season as a rookie. A really good draft, a decent draft for Bill Belichick last year with Mac Jones and Christian Barmore, and obviously Ramondre Stevenson. So actually a pretty good draft for Bill, surprisingly. But yeah, Christian Barmore has made himself known on this team. A very, very Vince Wilfork-esque pick as far as that goes. I'm not comparing him to the player. I'm just comparing just kind of what he brings to the team as a whole. The stats weren't necessarily there, but when you watched the game, you knew he was there. And I definitely think it's going to take a step up, and we'll see him become one of the leaders of this team moving down the season and continue on for the rest of his Patriots career, however long he's going to be here. But I think our defensive sleeper here, or our defensive breakout candidate, is going to be Christian Barmore. I don't think he's Aaron Donald, but he's definitely going to be a top 10 defensive lineman coming soon. So, all right. So those are our team MVPs, our busts, our sleepers, everything you want to know about what we're thinking about for our teams for this upcoming season. We got two more things, and then we're going to go on to our new little segments with Chris and Drew. So let's go to our Super Bowl predictions here. We'll fire them off quick. Oh, actually, I'm so sorry. Let's go to our playoff predictions first before we do Super Bowl predictions. My dumbass. All right. So I'm going to give you mine, and then the boys will chime in where they have differences, and then we'll just talk about it from there. All right. So we'll start the AFC. I got the Bills at the 1 seed. Is that across the board there?
Yes.
Bills.
Mm-hmm.
Bills. All right. Number 2 seed, I have the Bengals. Bengals. What, Chris? Same.
Si, senor.
Si, senor. All right. I think this is where it diverts here. Number 3, I have the Kansas City Chiefs.
No.
All right. Well, let's talk about it then. Drew, who you got?
The Chargers.
All right. So Drew has the Chargers winning division this year. Okay, I could see that. Chris?
Colts.
You have the Colts at the 3 seed. Okay. All right. Interesting. I don't see that, but
Matty Ice, baby.
Yeah, no.
God.
Jonathan Taylor.
No. I mean, okay, if you want to say JT, sure. Absolutely. Gonna come in here with Matty Ice like it's 2016? Seriously? Yeah, Matt Ryan.
It's gonna be more Jonathan Taylor, but come on, let's give Matty Ice some credit.
He literally gave up the privilege of playing in a lesser conference. The NFC this year is going to be a joke.
I don't know about that shit.
Yeah. The entire AFC West could beat any of the teams in the NFC, so I don't want to hear it.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think so. All right, well, let's move on then. Number 4 seed for the AFC. I have the Colts. I have the Colts winning their division, probably at like 10-7.
Colts.
Colts.
Chargers.
Really? That is interesting that you have the Colts above the entire AFC West. That's strange. Anyways, by 5 seed, I have the Chargers. I think the Chiefs and the Chargers are going to be those top 2 teams.
Chiefs.
Chiefs. Okay, so we just have it swapped there. All right, that's fine. We like that. Number 6, I have the Ravens.
Raiders.
I'm kind of leaning towards Raiders here too.
All right, so we have a pretty close kind of thing going on in the AFC West there. Huh? No, nobody's Broncos. No Broncos here.
No Coes.
No Broncos. All right, number 7, I have the Raiders. I have the Raiders at 7.
Ravens.
All right.
Yep.
So
same.
it's all pretty similar. It's kind of just a seeding thing. Are there
All
any
the same.
teams? Are there any teams that we have that
No.
we all have the same teams, just different
Correct.
seedings?
Yeah.
All right.
Mhm.
At least we're consistent here at BOTA Sports,
I
right?
guess so, yeah.
At least we're fucking consistent. I don't know. All right. Well, cool. So we have the AFC. Let's go into the NFC here. I'll start. My 1 seed is going to be the Bucks.
No.
No. Okay.
No.
Chris agrees. Drew, who you got?
Rims.
It's the Rams. All right, the Rams. We got Austin popping off in the chat. Austin, what's going on? Thanks for joining us. We're just going over our playoff picks here, so stay frosty. Let's see. Number 2 seed for me, I have the Rams.
No.
Yes.
Who do you have?
The Packers.
All right, so we have 1 and 2. Gotcha. All right, number 3 here, I have as the Cowboys.
No.
No.
Who do we have?
Packers.
Bucks.
And number 4, I have the Packers.
No.
No.
All right, Drew, who do you got?
The Boys.
Cowboys. Chris?
I like putting the Cowboys as low as I possibly can. So
They don't have to make the playoffs.
They really don't if you don't want them to, but
can
I
we
think that's
put
a
the
bad
Bears there instead?
Please don't. That's also not possible if you have the
Justin
Packers.
Fields. Justin Fields.
No, the whole
Playoff
entire
quarterback.
division's gonna make it. The Lions, go Lions.
Oh,
Go Lions.
Let's see. 4 is probably Cowboys.
all right, number 5, I have the Philadelphia Eagles with a
No.
pretty impressive season here. Okay, we got.
Cardinals.
I'm not high on the Cardinals this season.
Not that high on the Cardinals either, but you said it yourself.
Higher than the
The
Eagles.
best 4
yeah, I'm
teams
with
are right
that.
there. That's it.
Higher than the Eagles, yes.
I don't know about that. We'll see. All right. Well, number 6, I have the Cardinals.
No.
Who?
Eagles.
Saints.
The Saints.
Ooh.
Saints.
Okay, this is where we differ here. Okay, so can you just explain to me why you have the Saints at this spot?
Dude, what Jameis showed us before he fucking destroyed his knee last year was that his eyesight is indeed fixed.
I was just gonna
see
say,
different
and now he
colors
can
now.
see.
He can see different colors now. This is
So
a
we'll
whole new game.
only have
Nah,
25
he only
interceptions
sees
this
touchdowns,
season.
no interceptions anymore. That's not
what
his
I'm
game. He only sees
saying.
the
That's what I'm
touchdowns.
saying. So,
No
yeah,
more, no more. I can
think
see clearly now.
Oh my god!
I think-
Stop.
if Michael Thomas can play, they have Chris Olave. Alvin Kamara's Alvin Kamara.
Yeah, that's true.
They added fucking Tyrann Mathieu to the defense. This team is poised, if everybody stays healthy, to be a playoff team.
I have them as my first man out. I'd have them at the 8 seed. I like some of these other teams a little bit better than them in
The
my last.
Vikings.
Yes, I like the Vikings this season. Okay, I'm sorry. All right,
Ass.
sue me,
Ass.
But
ass.
Kirk Cousins has
Kirk
been.
Cousins ass.
He's not that bad.
You
No,
like
he's
that?
not, but he ass.
Do you
He is
like
he
that?
is the
bro?
only quarterback that I know that is a top 10 quarterback every single year and doesn't get recognition for it.
Yeah, because his team sucks ass.
Dude, he has good weapons on the offense
Yeah.
and he has a defense.
That's putting it.
He has a defense.
That's a leap. That's a leap.
It's there. They put people on the field and they play a football game. That's all I have to say about that. Because
Yeah,
but
I sure do.
I still think that the Vikings are a little bit better of a team than the Saints are.
I heartily disagree.
I don't. I
think the
don't know.
Vikings suck.
Whatever. That's why they're my 7th. I didn't have them winning the division or anything like that.
They
Sue
suck.
me. All right, who do you have at your 7th seed?
Eagles.
Vikings.
Oh! Who's getting shit on now, bitch?
The Vikings.
We already said the Ravens.
Whatever. All right. Well,
Ravens
let's go.
are 6. Actually,
The Ravens are in the AFC.
Yeah, they're in the AFC, Chris. Come on, get with the program. All right, let's go to our Super Bowl
I
prediction.
was showing Austin made a comment.
I'm so sorry.
asking.
My
How
fault.
dare you?
My apologies.
How
I didn't see that.
fucking
All right,
dare
listen.
you?
Listen, I'm sorry for jumping down your throat, Chris. Austin, I have them at, I think, what did I have them at, the 6th seed?
You have them at 6, but me and Drew changed.
Have them at 7.
You have them at 7? Okay, well,
7.
they're going to make the playoffs, we think. We just don't think very highly of them this coming season. So,
Well, there's just a lot of teams that are better.
well, yeah, the AFC is a powerhouse now. So, all right, well, let's go to our Super Bowl predictions. We've gone to who's going to make the playoffs. Now, who's going to win the whole damn thing? Eeny, meeny, miny, Drew, go.
Packers, Bills.
All right, who wins?
He's afraid to say it. He knows the
the
Packers can't finish.
Is he okay? Someone call an
Uh,
ambulance.
Aaron Rodgers can't finish.
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know? Just pick a team.
50-50 shot if you're right.
I mean, if you're going solely based off your notes, Drew, I wouldn't know either because it's literally just Packers Bills like 50 times down with the. I don't even know. I don't even know.
Bills, Rodgers, Allen, Packers.
I wish I could share the screen right now, but it wouldn't really translate to the
Mm.
podcast side of things, so I'm not gonna do that. But you can just trust your boy when he says it's fucking fucked up.
No, that's 50-50. I don't know.
All right, so I don't know. Flip your hat.
Let's say the Packers.
Yeah.
Wow,
All right.
I never would have guessed.
Wow,
you'd
no,
pick that. Wow.
I'm so shocked. Where did he come up with that conclusion?
I
Hey,
know.
if you give me a
What is your
50-50 and
scientific
one of
evidence?
the
It's
Packers-
literally written on the wall. Oh my god. All right, Chris.
Bills, Bucks.
All right, who wins?
I think the Bills are going to win, but I think Tom Brady does bring the Bucks back to one more Super Bowl. And I think also, this is my big thing with it. Win or lose, he calls it. Brady's done. No matter
All
what.
right, we're calling it.
He's calling
All right,
it.
sounds good. Sounds good. Cool. I have Bills and Rams. I have a rematch of Week 1. I have the Bills winning the first game, and I have the Bills winning the second game as well. They're gonna win the Super Bowl this season. They kind of have to. They've been so close for the last 3 seasons, and they need to take the next step, and this is the year that they do it. This has to be the year that they do it. So those are our Super Bowl predictions. Shut up. Those are our Super Bowl predictions. Let's toss it over to Drew. We got a little fantasy segment, fantasy preview this year, with Drew. So Drew, I'm gonna send it on over to you and give us what you got here. Drew, we just had copyright issues. Don't do that to me.
Yeah, they ain't going anywhere anytime soon. Get over it.
I know. Choke number 3. Yeah, I know. They probably will do it. But anyways, go ahead, Drew. What do you got for us?
All right. Well, what position would you like to hear about first?
Drew, why don't you give us
Defensive end.
Yeah,
No.
no, not that specific.
give me your gunner fantasy prospects for this year.
No.
All right, fine. Then we'll just go to like an insignificant like position like
Best
quarterback.
kicker.
Let's go to QB.
I'm hearing kicker.
No, let's not do kicker.
Yes,
Please don't
kicker.
do kicker.
I'm hearing kicker.
All right, well,
Who's your
Here-
kicker,
here's a-
baby? Let's
here's
go.
a
Hit
first
me
on
up.
BOTA.
Who am I drafting? Saturday night as my kicker.
I'm sorry, if you don't have Evan McPherson or Justin Tucker, don't draft a kicker.
I need to know
Oh,
now. I'm planning this whole mock draft out on you.
If your kicker doesn't make the NFL top 100, why are you drafting? Why are you drafting him? Why?
It's gonna be Daniel Carlson, baby. He's gonna have lots of opportunities, and he's gonna be good. He's gonna be good.
Yeah, the Raiders are gonna get to the red zone a lot this season.
Yes, they certainly are.
Yeah, they are.
And
Every time.
Let me comment on this, Austin. If you're not drafting a kicker in the first round, you're doing your draft entirely wrong.
Completely wrong.
If you don't have the 1-1
early,
I want to see Harrison Butker on your draft boards, round 1, pick 3 every time. If it's not there, you're doing it wrong.
No, it's got to be Daniel Carlson.
Sorry.
Now.
You're right. All right. Well, so are you just gonna give us one because it's kickers?
I mean, you want a sleeper, baby?
Give me a sleeper kicker.
Drew's wild fantasy over.
Put it into
I
throttle.
got one for you.
Oh
I got one.
He really has one.
Oh, Jason Myers, Seattle, trash, no quarterback, lots of kicks.
Yeah, good point. All right,
It.
I mean, that's fair. There's usually 1 or 2 of those every year, so
ain't nobody gonna see it coming.
Yeah, I mean, he's a good kicker. But all right, let's go to QBs here.
All right. My shit's being free.
Why don't you give me who you think the top fantasy QB of this season is going to be?
Josh Allen.
Yes, good answer. All right, what about a sleeper? Give me a little sleepy sleeps.
Little sleepy guy.
Sleepy boy.
Guy? I think Lamar Jackson's gonna blow right back up.
I think so too. I like that pick. To all those people out there, I think Drew's dinner is ready, so maybe we should sign off and let Drew go eat his dinner.
Late, dude.
He's like, what the fuck? No, I agree. I think Lamar Jackson is a good little sleeper pick. I mean, he fell off. I wouldn't say fell off last year, but he definitely didn't perform up to standards of pretty much everyone else was thinking he was going to do. Yeah, I agree with that. All right, what about a bust? Go bust all over the place.
Little busty bust. Ooh, I think that's really the question, isn't it? Easy to tell you who's going to be good, but who do you think is going to be good that isn't going to be good? If my shit will
I have one.
Blurred, I will tell you. Go ahead. Let's hear yours first, Zack.
Kyler Murray.
Okay. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. No D-Hop. No D-Hop, first of all. Second of all, I don't think he knows how to read a playbook.
Fair.
Hey, he's just too hooked on COD, all right? He likes his COD.
This is based solely on the fact that he actually didn't look like he knew what he was doing in that playoff game last year. The regular season, he might be okay. I just he's very hot and cold. And I think you're going to find a lot more cold this season, especially with, you're getting Hollywood Brown as a brand new wide receiver. Your tight end is Zach Ertz. I mean, he's good, but it's Zach Ertz. He's old as fuck. And I mean, I don't know. You have James Conner. Why wouldn't you feed him the ball? He had the most touchdowns as a running back.
So good.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So on the ground, sure, Kyler Murray is. You know what you're getting with Kyler Murray on the ground. He's shifty as fuck. I mean, his center of gravity is literally in his feet. So it's really hard to tackle him.
3'7". I mean, he could just run under the legs and boom.
But with the passing game, they've had so much shifting. With like I said, for the third time, D-Hop is going to be out. They get Hollywood Brown, but he's okay. You still have AJ Green for some reason. I don't know why he is.
Whatever happened with Hollywood? With is he still awaiting a decision from the NFL? What's going on with that?
What do you mean?
He had a DUI 2 months ago.
Oh, I didn't hear about that.
I'm pretty sure he totaled a car and hit someone else's.
Are we not talking about Henry Ruggs again? Is this the whole Henry Ruggs story?
No. You not remember the memes 3 weeks ago? That was him and Henry Ruggs playing on the longest yard team.
No, I don't remember that.
I gotta look this up. I gotta find this now.
But anyways, so even so, that just adds fuel to my fire here. I think Kyler is gonna drop off this season, not only in quarterback play but especially fantasy. So, Drew, who you got?
Justin Fields.
What?
Is your bust?
Yes.
Okay, all right. Is this in count of many people have him like way too high?
I think he's gonna be worse than anticipated. Bust.
That's fair. I get that. All right,
He's gonna
cool.
be fucking bad.
All right, Drew, we're crunching on time here.
We
so
sure are.
Why don't you give me, let's see.
Real quick. Hollywood Brown was arrested on criminal speeding after driving 126 miles an hour.
Oh, okay.
So I guess he could play, but Jesus Christ.
I mean,
man.
It's on brand because speed is his game, but I really didn't think he took it off the field as well. So,
that guy's all speed.
Drew, just let's go rapid fire here. Let's go wide receiver. Give me your bust. Give me your
He's still shaking up about this Hollywood
Jesus Christ.
thing. All right,
Give me your boom
126 miles an hour, and you can play a full season in the NFL.
For receiver, CeeDee Lamb.
I like that pick. All right, give me your bust.
Bust for receiver. I don't think it's going to be a hard bust, but it's going to be a bust. And that's a Cooper Kupp.
Okay, yeah, I could see that. He's definitely not going to have the same season he did before, especially with Allen Robinson coming in. So I agree with that. Yeah. All right, sleeper.
Sleeper. That's also a hard one. I'm gonna rock with Juju.
Okay, I mean, I guess I can see that. If you're the wide receiver one in a Patrick Mahomes led offense.
Does he go back on TikTok mid-season?
Oh God.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a bona fide addiction right there. So I don't know if he's gonna be able to fix that. All right. Running back, Drew. Who's your boom player?
Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
It's hard to pick anybody else.
You got significantly older at quarterback. It's Jonathan Taylor.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. All right, who's your bust?
Bust. Saquon, because I think he gets hurt again.
Yeah, that's fair. I agree with that too. I stayed the hell away from him in our drafts. So
who?
Saquon Barkley.
Oh.
All right, Drew, sleeper for your running back game here.
Sleep skis, give me Travis, baby.
Okay, a healthy Travis. I get that. Okay. James Robinson's kind of falling through the cracks a little bit.
While we're here, I just want to ask where you see CMC sitting. Does he get injured again? Does he play a full season? I'm so curious.
Yes, I think it's a guarantee that he's going to get hurt at some point during the season.
Early, late? He's ruining my fantasy
all
years.
Of the above. He's going to be hurt all season long. He's going to be banged up all season long. It's just it depends on which ones keep him out of the game. I see him playing probably 7 or 8 games this year.
Okay, so how much fantasy stock do you put in Chuba Hubbard then, if that's the case?
A fair amount. I think Baker Mayfield is the most dangerous quarterback this team has had in a while. So
that's true. And he's pissed. I can't wait for week one.
Yeah.
That game. That's
revenge tour, baby. Revenge tour. I think he's got weapons too. I think
he does.
I think that.
Yeah, but you can't say he didn't have weapons on the Browns. That's the thing.
Okay, but.
And when he was fucking healthy and they didn't force him to play or let him play with injuries that were quite obviously physically hindering him.
But you also have to think about kind of the culture that he was in with the Browns. And
also true.
You see OBJ leave and you're like, oh, it's obviously OBJ. And then Baker's gone and you're like, okay, you kind of give it a little more stock. So, and then they trade for Deshaun Watson. You're like, okay, I definitely see it now.
There's a pattern going on here.
There's a clear pattern as to what the Browns are looking for. They trade away, 2 of those players, and then Deshaun Watson comes knocking on the door. But yeah, no, I definitely agree. He's definitely got weapons. DJ Moore, Robbie Anderson. I have no idea who they have at tight end. I can't even tell you. But Christian McCaffrey. So. He'll have him for
sometimes.
Yeah, we'll have him for a little bit. So yeah, I like that. Okay. Tight end. Who's your boom?
Mark Andrews.
Okay, I like that. Who's your bust?
I'm gonna go with Robert Tunyon.
Yeah.
He ain't gonna do shit this year.
Yeah, probably not.
Nothing.
Who is your sleepy sleeps?
The sleepy boy. Gotta go with Pat. Good old Patty Pat.
Yeah, he's gonna go off.
Yeah.
Really gonna go off. He looked so good last season.
Kenny gonna love him.
All right, well, we got those done. I definitely want to hear your defenses though, because I've been waiting to kind of hear about this. Who's your boom defense this season? Fantasy wise.
Packers.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. All right. I like that pick. What about your bust? Excuse me.
Bust defense. Rams.
Okay. All right. What about your sleeper defense?
The sleepy Deefy. New Orleans.
I like that. I want to go Chargers. I'm going Chargers as my sleeper defense.
Okay, yeah. I get Derwin James back.
JC Jackson and Derwin James.
Yeah,
a lot of interceptions this season.
Great.
We are over the hour, Chris. We're gonna get right into your betting
We're
corner.
gonna go
so
through
you
it
take
quick.
it away. No,
All right.
go take as much time as you need. I'm sure Drew is more than happy.
I can't contain my
sit
excitement
and let his dinner get cold.
because betting has been legalized in the old Massachusetts.
Yes.
They're saying our first bet may be able to be placed in October. I am patiently waiting.
Wow.
We will be.
That's actually a lot earlier than I was expecting. I thought it was going to take at least 6 months.
I thought so too, but that is not including DraftKings. So who knows what that means?
Oh.
I have a feeling that may only be an in-person bet at Encore, where you probably have to pay $300 just to place the bet, not including the money of the bet.
Seabrook is just as fine. If I really want.
Yeah, but it's New Hampshire. You got to head up to New Hampshire though.
Whatever. It takes me as long to get to Everett. Really?
Okay. Well, how dare you? It takes me an hour and a half to get over to Seabrook. But point being, I can't wait to finally start placing some bets all season long, baby. I'm going to lose so much money, probably a year's salary the first year, but that's okay. Right? You win some, you lose some.
I don't think that falls into that category.
Yeah, how much do you think I make? Not that much.
Drew, do we need to call someone for him?
We
might really need to call someone.
Anyways, all right. Back to some bets. Zack wanted me to put some betting locks for the season. Way too early for me to tell. I cannot do any locks. I'm sorry. There's no possible way.
I don't know. I see some locks on your over-unders, so why don't you get to those?
Oh, well, yeah, those I can do.
Yeah,
all right.
that's the point.
Over-unders, total wins. We got Bills and Bucks at 11.5. Those should hit, no problem. I would definitely take the overs on those, but there could be flukes. You don't know. Next on the list, we got Packers at 11. Smash that under.
Split. I think they win 11 games.
I just wanted to see Drew's reaction.
They have won 13 games each of the last 3 years.
No, 11 games. 11 games is their ceiling this year, Drew. 11 games is their ceiling.
The highest ceiling. Their cathedral ceiling is now 11.
It's okay because when we get to our team, it's not going to be fun. So just enjoy it while you can, Drew.
All right, I got Chiefs and Rams at 10.5. I think that will still hit the over.
Sure. That's over.
I got Cowboys also at 10.5. I'm going to take that under. Yeah,
yes.
I'm taking that under there. I would smash that under.
The Eagles are giving them competition, and they have a lot of tough games against NFC opponents this year. That's under.
Exactly. 49ers at 10. Under.
That's under as hell.
We got Broncos and Chargers also at 10.
Can we take 1 second? Can we take 1 second? Why is everyone riding Trey Lance's dick so hard? He's not that good.
Agreed. And they just re-signed Garoppolo. Yet. So, what is going on?
We just don't know yet.
But everyone is expecting him to be something he's probably not going to be. I just like it's. I don't know. I think it's insane. The hype for this kid is through the ceiling. So far as they have this team at what 10? What is it? 10 wins. So you're telling me that you have the 49ers in the same echelon as the fucking Chargers?
Probably, yeah.
No, God, no.
They have a good team, dude.
It's not.
That's
that
why I'm
good.
fascinated at these over-unders. It's crazy. And when we go down the list, you'll see more. Like, it's nuts. And I agree. The 49ers, I think they're putting way too much emphasis on Trey Lance. Like, he's just going to come out and be a star. The 49ers, was he in any of our playoff predictions? No.
No.
The 49ers weren't. They're going to not do much this year. I don't think they're going to be relevant.
I think they're going to be a middle-of-the-road team because they're not going to decide whether or not they want Trey Lance or they want Jimmy Garoppolo. It's going to be this rotating carousel that it's been the last 2 years.
That's what the same thing happened the last 2 fucking years, though. They need to decide.
If they had decided, they would have traded Jimmy Garoppolo. They don't need him at a premium price playing
100%.
backup.
Yep.
They don't.
He would be on a different team right now if they knew.
So much capital for him.
I don't think anybody wants Jimmy Garoppolo. I'm not going to lie to you.
I also agree with that.
I disagree with that because there are other stars.
Pay that kind of money for Jimmy Garoppolo.
That money, I agree, but I think Garoppolo, knowing that he would have been the starter somewhere, would have taken a little bit of a cut.
I'm sorry, but seriously,
you're sitting in Seattle right now.
You're sitting here telling me that Geno Smith, Drew Lock, Carson Wentz should be starting over Jimmy Garoppolo.
I just said he should be in Seattle right now, and
no,
Carson
I understand.
Wentz probably should. Yes, actually.
No,
but Garoppolo took money
overrated
a long time ago, you know. And Garoppolo's now on the money train. But I completely agree with Zach. If the 49ers made up their mind,
they're not.
One of them would not be there.
Them not taking a stance is taking a stance.
That's not necessarily true. They probably tried to shop him. All the teams were like, "You have to retain 90% of his salary," and they're like, yeah, no, never mind. He'll just fucking be our backup." Like,
yeah, but they're paying. Like, that's bullshit. Why ruin your whole entire space just so you can have potentially a backup?
Get back to our over-unders.
All right, back to over-unders. We got 49ers, Broncos, and Chargers all at 10. So Chargers, I'm saying over. Broncos, I'd take the split. I would take the split.
I think they go 9 and 8. I think they're middle of the road.
Okay. Niners, I'm going under. We got Bengals 9.5. I am smashing that over every day of the week. I think all of us had them in the top 5 for our playoff predictions. Definitely,
number 2
definitely
seed.
the over. Yeah, exactly. Colts also 9.5. I'm hitting that over.
Yeah, I mean,
I
don't necessarily say under. I mean, they're gonna win the division, so I would say over, but they're gonna win 10 games. So,
the Eagles, Ravens, and Browns and Titans also at 9.5. The only one here I would say is super risky is the Browns. Especially that when they're not seeing Watson until week 12.
Titans at 9.5 under.
Yes, also the Titans, but I think the Browns is like super, super risky.
Ryan Tannehill has shown his true self. He had one good year in Tennessee. He's not a good quarterback.
Titans, I'm gonna hit the under, but that could go. Anyways, Vikings and Cardinals at 9. And this one I was kind of torn on because we're talking, we have both sides here that the Cardinals aren't going to do anything, and then the Cardinals also might surprise us.
I think it
depends. I'm hitting the under.
9-win teams.
Yeah,
it's fair. The next 3 teams coming up are really very different teams that all have the same win potential, which is crazy.
This kind of blew me too away. Patriots, Dolphins, and Raiders at 8.5. And I think that the Dolphins and the Raiders have the most potential to hit this over. And the Pats,
the Raiders. The Raiders are a lock. They are going over that. They are at least a 9-win team.
No, I think that's an under for the Patriots by a hair. I think they go 8 and 9.
That's fair.
And
Dolphins, if Tua and Tyreek connect, we can see.
Tua is not good.
I'm not
Tua
saying.
is
According
bad.
to Tyreek, he has a better arm than Mahomes.
Yeah, fucking. Of course he's gonna say that.
I give them credibility based off of their defense, not based off of Tua. I think they have the potential of being a 9-win team based off of how good their defense was last year.
I'd take under.
It's probably going to regress because there's no more Brian Flores, which again was so stupid that they fired him. So dumb.
That's what I'm saying. But I don't see the Pats as the 3rd seed in this division. So I don't know if I can take the Dolphins on the over and take the Pats under here. Just because the Pats will do everything in their power to not be 3rd in their division. They will literally turn into the Jets and only plan for these divisional games if it means beating the Dolphins and the Jets.
Under.
They know they can't beat
Patriots are under. I think they're going to beat
I agree with that, but
all right, moving forward, we got the Saints, Chris.
Saints at 8. According to Drew, you're going to take the over on that.
Split.
But okay. Split.
How could you have them split and then be a playoff team?
Because that happens all the fucking time.
Yeah, but with all the other teams that are above them that we've said split or over.
I haven't said many NFC teams are gonna be.
Does not happen all the time where an under 500 team makes playoffs. Maybe like
all right, maybe they win 9.
So that would be over.
It would, yes, indeed.
Steelers and Commanders, 7.5.
Under.
Steelers, easy under. Commanders, I have to wait and see, but I would take the under right now. Giants at 7.
Under.
We got Bears, Jaguars, Panthers, 6.5. The Panthers, I think, as we just talked about, Baker's on his revenge tour. They possibly have the potential to hit the over on this. At 6.5,
I could see the
can get
Panthers
7 wins.
like ceiling be like 7-10. I could definitely see that.
Exactly.
I just think that the Baker magic is definitely going to run out at some point this season. Unfortunately, but
yeah, I agree. But if CMC stays healthy, I think that they can easily get 7 wins.
It's been the same song and dance for the Panthers with CMC. He's going to fall off the wagon, like Drew said earlier. It's inevitable. But
all right. Moving on, Bears, Jaguar. Oh, I just did that. Lions and Seahawks is at 6. So yeah, we got Jets at 5.5.
I'm gonna sneakily push the over on that one.
No,
I like what they did on defense, and I think that they've given Zach Wilson enough weapons to not be 2017. I'm seeing go Sam Darnold, so I think that they might be okay. They might.
I just wouldn't touch that at all.
I didn't say I was gonna bet on it. I'm just saying if I'm tossing my opinion out there.
Falcons are at 5, and Texans are 4.5. So Texans,
I wouldn't be surprised if the Texans don't even win a game this season.
Exactly. I mean, you could even take the under with 4.5.
Like we were saying earlier about the Vikings defense. What do the Texans have? Do they even have a football team? They have Dameon Pierce, Davis Mills, and Brandon Cooks. I think that's it. That's 3 of 53, right? Who was everyone else?
Exactly. The Texans are beyond a lost cause.
Oh my God. Awful.
Beyond. And so, I mean, that's our win totals for the year. We'll move on to Super Bowl odds. I just did a couple here. What did I do? Top 5, top 7. Bills favorite all around, plus 650 to win. So they are really favored to be 650. That's pretty damn good. Bucks come in second at 750. Chiefs third at 1,000. We got Packers and Rams at 1,100. And in last place, Texans and Falcons at 25,000. So I may put $100 bet on the Texans and Falcons at 25,000. And if they win the Super Bowl, I get $25,000.
Chris, if you're betting on like the 2032 Super Bowl, definitely toss a bet on the Falcons because I think Desmond Ridder could be something. But the Texans are a lost cause. I don't think they're going to have a good season in the next 20 years.
You don't know, man. You don't know. All right.
I know Davis Mills is not the goddamn solution for that team, but
all right. And then I got some team specials. I'm just going to read off DraftKings.
All right,
love looking at the specials. I think it's just interesting shit. We got 49ers win NFC West, Cowboys win NFC East, Packers win NFC North.
Mhm.
The yes is plus 1,000. So I would
I agree with
definitely-
2 out of those 3 things. The 49ers are not touching the NFC title this
Exactly.
year. The NFC West title, not even close.
Exactly. Then I wouldn't even touch that one. You got Austin Eckler and Damian Harris each to have 10 plus regular season rush TDs. And as we talked about earlier, I think Zach's onto something here with Damian Harris.
I would disagree with both. Personally, Austin Eckler for me is definitely more of a satellite back, kind of as in regards to his touchdown capacity. So, I mean, he'll probably get like 8 rushing touchdowns and probably like 12 or 13 receiving touchdowns. That would be my guess. That's probably what I would see them as. But yeah, but I don't think Damian Harris touches 10 rushing touchdowns this season, unfortunately. So
I got one for Drew here, our next one. Aaron Rodgers and Russell Wilson each should throw 30 plus regular season pass touchdowns.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That.
Oh,
Even Russell?
Yeah.
absolutely.
All right. So
he's
that would
consistently had good wide receivers throughout his entire career, whether it's Doug Baldwin, Tyler Lockett, DK Metcalf, and now he has Cortland Sutton, Jerry Jeudy. So yeah, he's gonna throw at least 30 touchdowns this season.
That's
it's
favored
happening.
at 155, so that's not a bad bet. What's this one? Favored at 1,400. AFC East, first Bills, second Dolphins. AFC South, first Colts. NFC West, first Rams. NFC North, top 2, Packers and Vikings, any order. So that, I think, is solely
that's exactly what I
relying
have.
on the Vikings.
Well,
The Vikings would have to be top 2, though.
what do you mean?
Oh, yeah, you had
Vikings-
yeah.
The division?
100%.
They're miles ahead of the Bears
Yeah,
and
you're
miles
right.
ahead of the Lions. So yeah,
You're right.
I have them at second
Yeah.
place.
Bills,
Definitely.
Dolphins. Yeah, next
So
one is...
I would that's a bet I would take 100%.
That's
I like
1,400. So you put 100 down, you'd win 1,400 if that hits.
That's pretty good.
AFC South top 2 finish, Colts and Titans. AFC East top 2 finish, Bills and Dolphins.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I guess
I think the
Titans
Dolphins.
I'm iffy on.
Okay, but who would you put in second place in the division?
I don't
The
know. I just don't
Texans
trust
or
the Titans.
Jaguars.
I don't know. Like
You
I
don't have
agree
to-
that
Let's bring this thing home because Drew's dinner has been ready for like 40 minutes.
you're right.
The Jaguars are not touching second place, and the Texans are not touching second place. So
That's fair.
if you don't trust the Titans, trust Derrick Henry. That's what I have to say.
All right, let me finish a couple of these other ones, and then Drew can go eat his dinner.
And I'll sign us.
Any division to have 4 teams in the playoffs plus 1,200.
I mean, they're baiting you with the AFC West. this season, but
AFC West.
it's not happening. I don't think the
It
Broncos
could.
do it. I don't think the Broncos make it. I think they're just under.
You could have this one is oh wow. This one's actually favored to hit as a yes. Holy shit. That any of the New York Jets, the Denver Broncos, the Ravens, the Jaguars, the Giants, the Seahawks, the Lions, or the Panthers to win their division. Wow.
The Broncos and who was the other good team?
Ravens, Jaguars, Giants,
The Ravens
Seahawks, Lions, or
Yeah,
Panthers.
Ravens.
So the Ravens
are
could, yes. And it's actually favored 225 to hit.
The Ravens
Wow.
are they could. I personally wouldn't bet on that. But
I know.
that they have a chance. They definitely have a chance. So, but all right, you got any more for us? Poor Drew has been waiting.
I know. I'm looking for one more now. I got nothing.
All right, well, let's go into our final thoughts here. Anyone have final thoughts for our nice little preseason episode that we had going on here?
I'm
Drew's
hungry.
frozen. Drew is hungry. All right, signing off for Drew. Drew, go eat your food. We'll sign off.
Peace, y'all.
All right, bye, Drew.
Bye,
Love you.
Drew.
Bye.
Chris, any final thoughts from
No,
you?
I
before
think we
sign
covered everything. I think we're gonna have a fun NFL season this year. I think it's gonna be crazy. I think week 1 next Thursday, exactly a week from today, they will be playing. I think an amazing game. So we'll see how that goes.
And I I really think it's going to be a kind of a full circle season this upcoming season with, with my prediction, Rams Bills in the Super Bowl, Rams Bills playing the first game of the first week this season. The banner's going up. The Bills are going to see it. They're going to go, we're next, and they're going to do it. So
have we ever had a season where the first game of the year ended up as a Super Bowl?
Yes. Oh, as the Super Bowl? No, I don't know. I have to look that up. That's a good question. I guess stay tuned for that little fact that I put out if I can find it. But
that's your homework for next week.
I guess the closest thing that I've seen is the
would have been the Pats to going back.
No, the first game of the year turned into the AFC Championship. That's the closest thing that I can think of right now. But yeah, So I mean, hey. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Our first episode back, season 2 of Garbage Time. We're going to be renumbering our episodes, so this will be episode 1 of season 2. So just keep that in mind or whatever. But you know where to find us. We're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We are on. I think we're still on Twitch somewhere. What else are we on? YouTube. Check out YouTube. Check out the new segment I'm going to be dropping sometime soon called Soggy Shorts. Just a collection of short videos that I do on random topics.
It's not that he's short.
Yes, it's not. They're not my soggy shorts. They're shorts like film. It's not shorts like pants. Just a clarification.
Just Zack in shorts.
It's literally just me and wet shorts, and it's just a video of that. I'm just standing there for 10 minutes, rotating like on a Segway thing,
living his life just in shorts.
Yep. That's all it is. All right. Well, like I said, thank you guys so much for tuning in. You know where to find us. I shouldn't have to say it anymore. You guys know where to go. But yeah, stay soggy. We love you. Chris, sign us off.
Thank you guys for listening. Welcome to season 2. We have a great NFL season coming up, and we'll see you next week. I don't even know what my catchphrase is anymore. So,
wasn't it "Stay Yabo"?
Stay Yabo.
There it is. I got it for you. Don't worry.
Stay Yabo.
All right.
Stay Yabo.